Good evening, everybody. This is Keanu Reeves saying welcome to the Graham Norton Show.
It's bank holiday again. Everyone looking forward to it? Yes? Another one. No work on Monday. Mind you, for some people, there'll be no work on Tuesday. Yeah, Defence Secretary Gavin Williamson has been sacked for allegedly leaking sensitive information. Teresa said he had to go because she no longer had full confidence in him. And you think, and you're staying? It's local elections this week. I know, exciting. And the good news is, Teresa, she went out and about. Yeah, she visited a phone box. Brexit, collapse in government, but hey, she found time to visit that phone box. Apparently, they're turning it into a library by putting books in there. Well, you know, nice to have something to read when you're going to the toilet. Hey, should we get some guests on? Let's get some guests on! Later, we have an audience with the queen of pop herself, Kylie Minogue. This year's Eurovision hopeful, Michael Rice! Yeah! But first, that is the most hotly awaited film we've got two of its stars, playing lyricist Bernie Taupin. This rose to fame as Billy Elliot and has gone on to become one of our most versatile actors. Please welcome Mr. Jamie Bell! Woo! Hello! Let me see, have a ready now. And playing Sir Elton John himself is the star of films like Kingsman, Robin Hood, and Eddie the Eagle. It's Taron Egerton! This BAFTA-winning actor has gone from playing Karen MacDonald in Coronation Street to the scorned wife in the smash hit Dr. Foster. Now she's in new period drama Gentleman Jack. Please welcome back Suranne Jones! And he's the Hollywood action man who starred in Point Break, Speed, and The Matrix. Now he's suiting up once again as super assassin John Wick. Please welcome Keanu Reeves! Have a seat. Well, you can shove up, Jamie.
I'm shuffling up.
Yeah, shove up. Snuggle in.
Yeah.
Snuggle in.
Thank you.
It's a nice celebrity grouping. Hello, Keanu, did you meet everybody backstage?
Yes, we did.
Okay, fine, I'll leave it there. Because we start tonight with Keanu Reeves. You don the suit once more in John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum. It's out on the 15th of May. And, like, the success of these films is amazing. I mean, people love...
Which is really nice. I mean, you hope that, you know, when we do
because
our
they're
work,
absolutely amazing. They're so good. There's nothing else out there like them.
No, the set pieces of this movie are extraordinary.
I haven't seen the third, obviously, but the first and second are incredible.
I was having my facial done the other day, and B, who does my facial...
Hi, B.
Hi, was telling me about these films. Like, the most unlikely person... Well, maybe not, I don't know, but she was doing my thing, saying... Tell me the whole thing.
John Wick?
And his dog dies, and then the thing, and then... And I was like, wow, OK, yeah.
No, I mean, that's really nice to hear. I mean, you know, like, when we do the work, we hope that people enjoy it. So it's been really nice that...
And we're used to seeing you in kind of the mean streets, but this time John Wick goes global. Now, is it actually the Sahara Desert?
Yes. I had a vision after Chapter 2 that I saw John Wick in a suit walking in the desert. And I shared that with the director, Chad Stahelski, and he went, that's a good idea. And then, so we tried it, we found a way, and it's a remarkable place. It was the first time I'd ever been there.
So when we see you walking in the desert, that is you in the Sahara?
That's me in the Sahara with Halle Berry.
Now, I would say even tonight...
That's not a bad day.
But I would say even tonight, you are more suitably dressed for walking through the Sahara than you are... Because, like, lace-up shoes aren't a good idea for a sand dune.
I know, but it's John Wick. He can't change
Wouldn't he
his
take his
shoes.
tie off?
No. We talked about, like, you know, does he wrap his coat around his head? Does he do all these survival techniques?
No.
It's John Wick. He's walking in the desert.
And, you know, and listen, it's Keanu Reeves and Halle Berry, so you've got to think, how could they be upstaged? These dogs are amazing.
They're spectacular animals.
Now, I don't want to spare anyone's blushes, or I don't think this is a spoiler, but there is a lot of ball biting that goes on in the film.
Yeah, they're attack dogs.
Ball biting?
Balls.
Oh, right, okay, wow.
Yeah.
Going for the sensitive bits.
Oh, right.
Now, is that just... Have they just put some cheddar cheese down there? How do you get a dog to do that?
Cheddar cheese?
Dogs love cheddar cheese.
Yeah, sausage and cheese.
Yeah, that's how you train a dog to do anything. Sausages and cheese.
You don't want them to bite you harder. You want protection. You're not like... You don't want to entice them.
Did you have, like, stunt balls?
They didn't attack his balls.
They're gonna have to
But they're on his side.
But they're so sweet. They're so smart. And so once we got into the action of it, it's kind of like dog foo, right? So we have like car foo and John Wick, kung fu, and now there's dog foo. So they become part of the action and how it commands them, and it's pretty extraordinary.
Listen, I tell you, we've got a clip. This is you as John Wick doing what you do best.
Yeah, but I think this one is, I had the idea of John Wick walking in the desert in a suit, and then the director had, well, we need ninjas on motorcycles with swords.
And that's what we've got. I mean, that's clearly your face on a motorbike. But you're not doing that, are you?
No.
So how? So,
but yes.
But are you on the back? Are you on a flatbed truck or something? Or
okay, so in John Wick, we tend to just do everything in camera, but we couldn't do that.
But you do quite a lot of your own stunts, don't you?
I don't do any stunts, but I do action, as much action as I can. Stunt people do stunts.
But hang on.
I don't get hit by a car.
No, that's
hit by a car. They don't let me get hit by a car.
I love that you say that, because it's always the case that you're so pushed into saying, you did the stunts, you did the stunts. It's like, no, of course I didn't do the stunts. It's insurance and everything. I love the insurance.
But Suranne, now, I was amazed. You had a stunt double in Dr. Foster.
I know. And I can't even remember what stunts were in Dr. Foster.
Well, we've got a picture of you with your stunt double. I think you can see which is which.
That is a bad day when you turn up and they say, here's Ray, and he's your stunt double. And it's a 6-foot man.
What did he do, though? I can't remember any stunts as Dr. Foster. Was it driving?
There's a whole other conversation here of why wasn't that a woman anyway. But I think they may have sorted that out with the Me Too era. They may be like, no, we won't do that again. I drove into the pub car park very fast.
Oh, OK. So Ray did that.
And that's it. So Ray did that, yeah.
Beautifully.
And I think they probably did use mine, because I obviously wanted to do that. I was like, Ray, could I have a go? They might have used mine, yeah.
Now, it's not just the motorcycles, though, that you're on. In this film, you are on a horse. And was that, again, was your idea? Was this another vision?
Yes, I had another vision. After Chapter 2, John Wick is running out of Central Park, and I said, Chad, I have a vision. And he was like, what, Keanu? And I said, I want to ride a horse. Why don't I ride a horse? I'm trying to escape. And so he said, that's a good idea. And so began the training, because with John Wick, you can't just ride a horse. You have to come off the saddle. You're supposed to fall under, held onto the pommel. Excuse me.
It's fine.
And then shoot some guns. But when we were training, I couldn't really do it, and I fell. as you do. And so then they had to create something to make it safe. And so they did this contraption that was like this truck with some beams and then a gentleman on a wire. So I was picked in case I fell off the horse while we were on the streets. And so that happened a couple of times. The horse took off and I was like falling, and then they pulled me up. And wow. But so that was nice.
I tell you who wouldn't have liked this.
But it's fun.
Jamie Bell. You're not a fan of the horse.
I didn't love horses. Me and horses didn't particularly get along, Graham. Like, I'd be walking through not randomly walking through a field, but like I'd be close to a horse and it'd be like, oh no, I'm not, no, that guy's giving me energy, and it would like run away because it would feel my fear. I was terrified of them. You know, they're big and they're unpredictable.
We've never connected over this. I was thrown from one on the set of Robin Hood.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. I got through a whole movie about Robin Hood, and I never once got on a horse on camera.
Yeah.
Because
is that true? Is that actually you were never on horseback?
I was never on a horse in that film.
Wow.
What?
Because I couldn't bear to. I couldn't be within like 10 meters. Yeah. So I was thrown off.
Right, yeah, sure.
Well, now, but then you talked to Jamie, because you had a special, was it a woman or a person anyway?
Her name is Camilla Napruce, and she does the kind of horse mastery on a lot of films. She's the horse master on Game of Thrones. Like, she's done everything. And she has a very specific technique, which is just kind of like strap you onto the horse. And she's with you on another horse, and she just kind of starts going like, I don't really like this at all. And then she goes quicker and quicker, and you're like, no, seriously, stop. And then she'll ask you incredibly personal questions about your life. How was your father? Well, tell me about your father. Like, what do you feel most guilty about? And then ultimately you're like, I've never met him. I don't know. It was horrible at school. I took cigarettes to school and my teacher let me off. Like, and you realise I've totally forgotten about horse riding. And it was a crazy kind of therapeutic, amazing way of learning to ride a horse. It
so
was
you will ride
different.
You'll ride a horse?
I love riding horses now. I went to, like, every week after that.
See, I never would have admitted that I won't ride horses had I known that his story
Very good. Now, the other big movie this week is Rocket Man. The wait is over. You can see it from May the 22nd. So, Taron, obviously, you play Elton. Jamie plays Bernie Taupin, the lyricist. Here's a little taste of the movie.
Bernie Taupin. You must be Elton.
I like your lyrics. I could hear the whole tune in my head. It was all there. I could see all the notes.
It's time for you to be out front. I'm so scared.
Elton John!
Be brave. Think big. You can be anyone you want. And it's going to be a wild ride.
People are genuinely excited about this movie, and I suppose what we need to is that this is not a straightforward biopic. It's not He Was Born and Then.
No, it's a musical retelling of Elton John's life, and the sort of the central relationship in it is his musical partnership and friendship with Bernie Taupin, and it's got these elements of fantasy, so it's non-naturalistic, kind of strange and kooky and trippy, and yeah, we've been working on it for quite a while now, probably about 18 months in total. Been thinking about all the studio time on the songs and stuff.
Yeah. You must be so excited for people to actually see it now.
Yeah, I mean, excited or terrified. I mean, obviously, you'll notice that I don't. It's me singing, so we sort of ask the audience to take an imaginative leap because obviously it's me singing, so I don't sound exactly like Elton, but I suppose it's got something of the stage show about it in that way.
And you sent Elton a lovely birthday gift. Do you?
Yes, I did.
Yes, he sent a lovely picture of yourself. Is that a costume you wear in the film?
No, that's one from my own personal...
You look great, though. Was he pleased with his present?
I think he was ecstatic.
And obviously a lot of pressure on you playing Elton, but then Bernie Taupin is this strange man in that, you know, we all know the name, but actually people don't know what he looks like, people don't know what he sounds like.
Yeah.
Is that freeing, or did you still feel a kind of responsibility to the man?
It is nothing like what Taron must have felt in terms of approaching the role and you know, the concept of him playing Elton John. You know, Bernie lives in relative anonymity, lives in Santa Barbara very happily with his wife Heather, and I think he enjoys that sense of anonymity. But their connection has lasted. There is.
There's the two of you.
Lasted many decades. There is an essential need that they both have. I don't think that they could have done it without each other, really.
Yeah. And of course, you didn't just meet Elton. You've sort of become friends. You've stayed in his house and things, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was my girlfriend and I went and stayed with Elton and David for a few nights, probably about a year ago, and it was all going really well, and we were all having a really lovely time, and then. Elton and David are teetotal, but we got a little bit drunk. And I got caught by the head of his security raiding his larder at 3 in the morning. It was so grim. And I thought Elton didn't know. And the following day, I was just kind of like going about the conversation. He just went, you know, you're a little shit, don't you? Not my finest moment.
And when he heard you... I mean, presumably you had to sing for him at some point.
Yeah. So we sort of did like a test where I went to Abbey Road and sang in front of a piano. He wasn't there. David was there, but Elton wasn't there. I think at that stage that would have possibly made me spontaneously combust. But yeah, since then we sang together earlier this year, which was an incredible experience, and we actually have an album coming out along with the film. Jill and I have a duet. We sing Goodbye Yellow Brick Road together. This little-known actor named Richard Madden and I have a duet. We do Honky Cat. And then I'm very, very proud to say that Elton and Bernie wrote a brand new song for me and Elton to do together, which comes out later this month as well.
Oh, wow. Is this all on the soundtrack album? It's out on May 24th, I think.
That's the one.
Yeah, May 24th. Yeah. But now, there's all these kind of weird connections, because you met Elton a long time ago, Jamie Bell, when you were a little boy.
Yes. So when Billy Elliot screened at the Cannes Film Festival 150 years ago, he was there, and it wasn't even called Billy Elliot at that time. It was called Dancer. We weren't sure what the film was going to be. It was the first time we were kind of exhibiting it to people, and he was there. And I remember meeting him at the reception afterwards, and it was the first time I'd ever met anyone. You know, I mean, he's stratospherically famous.
Yeah.
But he was really moved. He was really kind of, I mean, he was weeping, to be fair, when I met him. And so much of that film, I think it was the relationship between Billy and Billy's father in that film. I don't know if you remember. At the end of the movie, Billy's father kind of turns up to see him perform.
Yeah.
When he's older, and Elton has, I think, told you, and he's also told me, that his dad, and he had a very complicated relationship with his father, he never showed up to see him perform. So I think that really was quite profound for him.
Yeah.
You know.
And of course, and then the other connection is that Lee Hall, who wrote Billy Elliot, also wrote this.
Lee Hall then, he wrote the film, but then he wrote the musical as well. Elton then did the music for the musical, so I saw him then, and yeah, I've been kind of cosmically tethered to him since then, yeah.
And now, in terms of the movie, you know, where there is a musical, there is dancing. So are you cool with the dancing, Taron? Obviously very good at singing.
No, he's very good. He's very good.
Well, it's funny you should say that, Jamie. No, there is. There's one big sequence in the film where I sort of do have to dance a little bit, and our fantastic choreographer Adam Murray sort of, I think, realised quite quickly that it wasn't my forte. So I basically decided to do Billy Elliot. So when you do go and see our film, which I hope you will. Yeah, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting is me doing my very best Billy Elliot, and with far less finesse than Jamie Bell did it.
Yeah. And Jamie, when dancing happens around you, do you feel really self-conscious? Like people are going?
I feel very pressured by it. Yeah, because everyone expects you to be like really good. Because we were in that movie. You must be amazing. So like, if you like, for example, at rap parties, or you know, like I don't go to clubs. I'm not someone who like does that whole thing. But like if I'm at a rap party, they're pulling me on the dance floor, like, you've got to dance, you've got to do some dancing. But, like, I was a tap dancer. Like, tap dancing does not go down well in nightclubs. You can't hear it for a start. Like, it's
Quiet, everyone.
Yeah, like pulling out Fred Astaire moves in the nightclub.
But now, here's the thing. Not many people know this. Keanu Reeves, you trained as a ballroom dancer.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No. I took some ballroom lesson.
There you go. What did I just say?
It's not training.
But why did you decide to want to learn ballroom?
It sounded like fun.
I'm sensing it wasn't.
It was. No, it was thrilling. Actually, I remember one of the first lessons I had when I did the waltz with a partner, and oh my gosh, I mean, I got high. It was amazing that first time doing and she led and just fucking, oh, excuse my language. And just like, it was amazing, thrilling to be moving through space like that.
Wow.
And yeah, it was pretty special. And then we did the foxtrot and some tango.
Yeah.
Cha-cha-cha.
And have you kept it up?
Absolutely, no. No.
Yeah, fun as it was.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Now, talking about, pop icons, Suranne Jones, talk us through who you gave when you did Celebrity Stars in Their Eyes.
Twice. I did it twice.
Did you really? Oh, I think we're talking about this is the first time, I think.
So I did. So I was on Coronation Street for 4 years, and so they used to ask everyone who was on Corrie, "Would you want to come and do Matthew Kelly's Stars in Their Eyes?" So I just joined. So I'd hardly been there, like a couple of months, and I said, "Yeah, I want to do it. I want to be Sinead O'Connor with a ball cap and pop a tear out." And they said, "No, you can't do that. You have to be Madonna." So I was like, "Oh, which Madonna?" And they said, "It'll be Hey Mr. DJ." Not my personal favourite. I love Madonna, but not my personal favourite. And yeah, I did it. I did that, and then I did. The second time I did it, I was like, "Can I do something? Because I'm leaving Corrie now, so maybe it'd be like an audition if I did like loosely Catherine Zeta-Jones in Chicago." And so that's how I got around the second time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a clip.
Oh my
No, honestly, this is fabulous.
It's so not.
This is Suranne Jones.
God, this is
just
after
channeling.
that.
Channeling. I mean, yes, he does that, but this is Suranne Jones channeling
I was
Madonna.
22.
Singing live, Suranne Jones is Madonna!
Suranne Jones brings us a new TV period drama, Gentleman Jack. This is BBC One Sunday nights at 9 p.m. from the 19th of May. Now, this is you working again with the great Sally Wainwright.
Yeah.
She wrote this, but am I thinking has she ever directed you before?
No, never. So, no, we've worked on, this is the 4th project, but she's written all the others. Scott and Bailey, Unforgiven, Life and Crime of Julie Bottomley, and then this. So it's an 8-part series, and it's based on the real diaries of Anne Lister. And she left almost 5 million words of a diary, and it described her as an astute businesswoman, and she documented the social, economical landscape of Halifax at the time, but then a sixth of it was in code, crypt hand or secret code. And that was because she, those parts, the secret parts, documented her affairs with women and relationships with women, which is a very important document because of the time, we don't have many documents that detail it in the way that she detailed it. So sometimes
when you say detailed it...
Oh, it's explicit, yeah. And so she's often referred to as the first modern lesbian. I mean, lesbian wasn't even a word because it covers 1832 to 1834. And she talks about her gender and her identity. I mean, it's so transgressive. It's unbelievable that we don't already know about it. I mean, lucky for me that we don't, but... Yeah, unbelievable.
Well, listen, we'll talk about it more in a bit, but let's just have a look at a clip. This is you as Anne Lister meeting your love interest, Anne Walker, played by Sophie Rundle.
You need to be careful. Miss Lister keeps a journal.
Oh, she's famous for her journal.
She records everything, absolutely everything, in great detail.
Yes, you must be certain to stay on the right side of her. Otherwise, you might end up in it.
You don't have to offend me to grace the pages of my journal. Sometimes I write about people I really like.
Do you keep a journal, Marion?
No, oh no. I used
Thought I to myself,
I never know what to put.
shall I make up to Miss Walker?
I do.
Though she'll scarcely understand it herself, I can see that the poor girl already seems thoroughly in love with me. And what she lacks in rank, she certainly makes up for in fortune.
Ooh. The diaries. So, did she hide them, or did just nobody know what they were? Because they lay on red for what, 50 years or something?
Yeah, so at the end of the 19th century, a relation of John Lister and his friend Arthur Burrell found them. And they managed to crack the code. And obviously, when they cracked the code and they realised what was in the secret part of the diaries, Arthur Burrell said, you need to burn these diaries because, you know, you can't be associated with that as a family member. But John didn't, so he hid them in the wall of the house, Shibden Hall, in Halifax, where we actually filmed. So I got to literally walk in her shoes, because they allowed us, and you can visit there as well. It's a beautiful place, very magical. And then, it wasn't until the beginning of the 20th century that they were given to the library in Halifax. And then I think it was a historian called Helena Whitbread that cracked the code. And then we're talking kind of like through the late 80s, 90s.
But even when it's translated, it's still kind of, she uses odd phrases and things.
Yeah, because it was so deeply secret, that part of her, that she couldn't, So she'd use things like, incurring a cross about Miss Walker would mean masturbating over her, or wintering in Rome, which meant full sex, or going to Italy meant full sex.
Right.
So, yeah, she was still hiding it within the code, yeah.
Wintering in Rome?
Wintering in Rome, yeah. Or grubbling, which just meant a quickie.
Okay.
Yeah.
And am I right in thinking, Taron, you read Elton John's diaries?
Yes, I did. So at that same trip where I...
Oh, I thought you said trick. I thought he was wintering in Rome. He used the same code.
That same trip where I was caught stealing Oreos from his kitchen.
What kind of grubbling?
Grubbling
Down the kitchen.
He did. I went and read his diaries, and my favourite one, the only one I remember, my favourite one is... went to a restaurant tonight, did a moody and smashed a plate of French fries on the table, which has always stuck in my mind and sort of characterised elements of my performance.
I love it. Did a moody. Sounds really nice, but oh no, broken plates. Now, Suranne Jones, look at you now. You know, Dr. Foster, Gentleman Jack on HBO. And yet there was a time in your career when maybe people would have predicted those glittering heights. One of your first jobs, was it in theatre education? Was it Craggy?
TIE, yeah.
TIE.
Yeah. Crag Rats.
Crag Rats. So Crag Rats would go around to schools.
Yeah.
And what were you teaching people?
So, have you ever done any TIE stuff?
No.
A drama school I did,
So you get your van, and you get your set, and you get your costumes, which people have borrowed from all their aunties and nanas and stuff like that, and bad wigs. Put it in the van, go to all the schools, and we were teaching post-education options. So we would go in and set our thing up, and then the 15, 16-year-olds would come in to their assembly, and then, and then I and my team would sing songs to them about their options, and obviously have deeper chats as well, but it was like pop songs to let them know their options. One particular was an S Club 7 song. So we'd go in and sing, don't stop, never give up, hold your head high and reach the top. We're all doing an NVQ and working in a job.
And then, did you get feedback?
Yeah. And then, I mean, to make it worse, like that's not bad enough. Then you give out forms and you say, so what did you think of the Crag Rats? Because obviously, it's a community thing, you need to give feedback. And we'd go in the van, get our butties from down the shop, and mine would usually say, the one with the dark hair has big tits.
What's a crag rat?
So that's the company. That's the TIE company that is. Yeah.
And what did they mean when they picked Crag Rat?
I have no idea.
It actually kind of sounds like more of your code.
What was that meaning?
I was a crag rat.
We're going to inspire young people in their lives, and we should call it Crag Rat.
But then I did a diversity thing for Bin Men in
Bin Men.
Blackburn. Yeah.
Blackburn.
And we sang ABBA songs. Yeah.
And that was
You've lived.
original-
Again, yeah.
Right, time for our next guest. This pop icon has sold over 80 million albums, has a Grammy, 3 Brit Awards to her name. Now she's celebrating 30 amazing years in the business. Please welcome Kylie Minogue! Good to see you. And Kylie, Keanu, Suranne, Taron, David. Woo! Woo! Now, do you know everybody? Do you know Connor Reeves? You know Kylie Minogue.
I do, yeah. Actually, when I was filming The Matrix in 98...
Princess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Impossible Princess, yeah. So you were everywhere.
We meet then?
There might have been a
We could have been.
fleeting, passing
Oh, okay.
something at a something.
Something.
Okay.
In Sydney.
Great to see you.
Nice to see you. Congratulations.
So does Kylie appear in Rocket Man?
No.
Why not?
No.
Why
not?
Sorry.
This is a very good question.
Although actually, this is totally unplanned. The director of Rocket Man is sat in the audience. It's called Dexter Fletcher, and he
Dexter
appeared in
Fletcher?
Kylie's music video.
Oh,
I forget
my
the name of the song.
goodness.
Dex, go on, stand up.
Oh,
mate.
Dexter! Oh, there he is. Which video did he do?
A video called Some Kind of Bliss, and we were
That's it, sorry.
just running around in Spain. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. 2 days in Spain, just driving around in a car with Kylie, just trying to act like I was cool. Just, it was amazing. It was-
You
it was
were
so much-
very cool.
All right, okay, thank you.
And of course, then your other connection is
I still am, as you can see.
very, very.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're cooler now. Yes,
But your other connection is you have duetted with Elton John.
I did a long time ago.
I believe it was 1995.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the Royal Albert Hall.
Yes.
Now, did you know that Sir Elton would look like this?
To be specific, he went as Donatella Versace. Did I know? I think I knew. But can one fully prepare themselves for that?
No, no one cannot. Beautiful. Now, this is a big weekend for Kylie and Kylie Minogue fans because you're announcing a new album.
Sort of, yeah, a greatest hits album, which turns out to be far more emotional than I had anticipated.
Because this is your definitive greatest hits.
Yes, although there wasn't enough room for all of them, so there are a couple missing.
Okay, it's out on the 28th of June, but people can pre-order it now. I've got it here. Look, everybody, it's Step Back in Time. Yeah. Now, are there missing? I was looking at the. I thought they were all on.
Well, almost.
Suranne Jones, what hit are you looking for?
Oh, it'd have to be especially for you. I mean,
We've got that. We've got that.
Got that, yeah. Tick.
Taron?
Lucky, right?
Yes.
Lucky. Oh yes, yes, yes. And
Locomotion?
oh, it's here.
They're all
It is.
there.
Oh yeah. All right. I'll tell you what. Let's have a look. We put together a montage of just a few of Kylie's hits.
Okay.
And dance with me, yeah, slow. I wanna go out dancing.
Because you're one of those people, you're always working on the next thing, the next album.
Yeah.
What's it like to kind of stop and take stock?
It's positively weird, and as I said before, it's emotional. I mean, I just looking at those few clips, I could bore you senseless with stories about the day that I did the song, or we had to, you know, fight for weeks to get the song, or do the video, or the first time I performed it live. I mean, it's a lot to take in.
Yeah. But also, I think what's lovely is it taps into an audience's memory of 30
That's
years.
what I was hoping that as that was played, that's the joy of it. Put aside my emotional part of it, and pride. I definitely have pride. Some embarrassment, of course, but I do hope that it takes the audience on a journey as well, because it marks so many. I mean, it's 31 years worth there, so.
And yeah, and then this album with all these hits, you're taking it on tour.
Oh, I am. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for reminding me, Graham. Yeah, we've got.
I hope that wasn't news. What?
No, we've got a bunch of summer shows coming up. Yeah.
And is this going to be kind of full on like Kylie shows, or will it be slightly stripped back, or how's it?
It'll be pretty full. Check. You just like rock up, pray, hope everything goes fine. So we'll try and put enough on there.
Yeah, yeah. And you're doing your first solo Glastonbury.
Yeah.
Which?
That's the.
Yeah.
I mean, every time it's mentioned, I mean, I did a phone interview yesterday, and I was taking a little sip as I'm on the conversation, and the word Glastonbury came up. I just about spat my coffee across it. It's a huge deal for me. Yeah.
Why is that one so scary or so big in your?
Because we're all talking about it. And I guess for me, you know, it's been. I was meant to headline Glastonbury in 2005, and I couldn't. I had a diagnosis then, which stopped me doing that. So the road to Glastonbury has been. I think if you're going to get the legend slot, it's been a long road anyway. But, you know, it's been a long and winding road with a few speed humps along the way.
Yeah.
So...
But now, here's the thing. So we're celebrating your career tonight, 30 Glories. I think people have an idea that once you've arrived, show business is lovely. And that's how you make it seem. You make it seem like you arrived, and then it's been 30 years of hits, and loveliness. I think since I last saw you, somebody sent me this clip on Twitter, and it's one of those things where you're gonna go, like, a lesser performer would have cracked.
I might crack now, I'm just saying.
But have you seen this recently?
I saw, like, a tiny bit of it, and I could watch no more.
We're only watching a tiny bit of it.
Fabulous.
So explain this. So it's Spanish television in, I think, about 1990.
Yes, that's about all I care to remember.
Yeah, well, I think it was the Spanish... This is so weird. It was the Spanish government, and they decided they were trying to appeal to a younger demographic. Oh. Right?
See, probably no one told me that at the time.
Oh, OK.
They just shove you out.
So they were trying to appeal to a younger demographic. I'm not sure it worked, but what you have to admire here is Kylie Minogue's professionalism in really some difficult circumstances that the crowd weren't loving it. OK, here we go. That is the League of Gentlemen, surely. That's Royston Valley right there.
Kylie, fuck them. You were great. You were great.
Do you remember it? Have you blanked it from your mind?
I've blanked more than that, trust me.
You just shut it down. Congratulations. 30 years, Kylie Minogue! So good. Right. Hello, sir. Lovely to see you. Come in and meet everybody. Taron, Egerton, Suranne, nice to meet you. Keanu, Kylie.
Nice to meet you.
That was a great performance.
Thank you.
If it's as good as that on the night, I mean, that is some voice. And by the way, if you want to buy Bigger Than Us, it is out now. So, are you all set? Are you ready for Tel Aviv?
Yeah, totally. I'm really excited, more than anything. So, yeah, I'm just ready to go out there and just sing my heart out. So.
Yeah. Because now you've been going around Europe. They've been doing a thing where they're getting the other countries to hear our song this year. So, where have you been?
I've been to Madrid, Croatia, Amsterdam, Spain. Like, I've done a TV show in Spain, and I'm back here.
Yeah?
I think there might be some more, but I forgot.
Were they more excited than Kylie's audience?
Honestly, it's just been so crazy, like, to think I've got fans in other countries. I just never thought I'd ever have fans.
Which is,
so it's just crazy.
No, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. By the way, isn't there a strange link? You and Jamie...
No, okay, so I'm going to take over here. Sorry, guys. This man is from Hartlepool. I come from a town called Billingham. They're like 20 minutes up the road, and I really applaud you for trying to... Thank you.
And you're like a local hero.
Yeah.
No,
not everyone back at home's like, make sure you say to Jamie Bell, like, you're from Hartlepool. He's only from around the corner, but yeah, it's really nice to be with you and you guys, so...
Yeah. Well, listen, good luck on the night.
Thank you so much.
Because, seriously, it's a beautiful voice and you perform it so well.
Cheers.
Cheer him on, Michael Rice! Right, that's nearly it before we go. Just time for a visit to the big red chair. Who's there? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
Lee.
Lee, lovely Lee. And what do you do?
I'm an AV engineer.
An AV engineer?
Yes.
Is that like an aviation engineer?
Let's go with that. It's a bit more boring than
You know
that.
what that is?
Audio-visual.
Is it audio-visual? Kylie Minogue saying audio-visual engineer.
That is correct.
That is correct. For an extra 10 points, no. Off you go with your story, Lee.
Me and some friends were drinking at a bar, and it was my turn to get around. So I rocked up to the bar, and I went up next to this kind of scary-looking guy who had some, like, tattoos, and he looked a bit rough. And I was
Wasn't
a bit...
me, don't look at me.
He was a bit rough-looking, and I had my bar tan on, so I was a bit happy. And I kind of established a conversation. I was like, because he was buying 2 drinks, so I was like, oh, you know, 1 for each arm. And then it got real awkward real fast because he turned around and to my horror, he only had 1 arm.
Can't laugh at that. We can't laugh at that. It is a good story. There was a time when he would have walked, but that was a good story. Yeah, that was a good story. Should we try one more? Okay, let's try one more. Here we go. Hello.
Hi there.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Ed.
Ed? Lovely.
Yep.
And where are you from, Ed?
Stoke-on-Trent.
Stoke-on-Trent. And what do you do, Ed?
I'm a software consultant.
A software consultant. Kylie?
No, not so much the hardware, more the software.
Oh, steady on, Ed. Off you go with your story.
So earlier on in my career, I had my first proper job interview, and obviously I was quite nervous. I'd heard some tales about the person due to interview me, and she was a bit of a terror. So I turned up 10 minutes early in a place that I wasn't really familiar with. Waited about half an hour. She was quite late, so I started phoning, and I phoned her once, and I'm not very good on the phone and didn't really want to do this. Phoned her again, and then decided last second, oh, I really need the toilet. So I put the phone in my pocket, ran into the toilet, came out, pulled the phone out to see if she'd phoned me, and the phone was recording onto her voicemail. So she heard absolutely everything. So I come back to the room, she's there, she's about to pick up her phone. No, please don't pick up your phone, please. I did the interview, it went horribly, I somehow managed to get the job, and to this day I still don't know if she's heard it.
Oh, you can walk. Come on, Ed, you can walk. All right, that really is all we've got time for. If you'd like to have a go in the Red Chair yourself and tell your story, contact us via our website. This is their address. Please say a huge thank you to all of my guests tonight. Michael Rice! Jamie Bell! Taron Egerton! Suranne Jones! Keanu Reeves! And Kylie Minogue! Woo! Join next week with musical duo Shakespeare's Sister, comedy genius Kevin Hart, Oscar winner Octavia Spencer, and from Aladdin, Naomi Scott, and Hollywood superstar Will Smith. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.